This is Optimus Prime. Okay, I think you can already guess by now. The ATeam X50 has arrived. So just about to do an unboxing of this 40,000 lumen flashlight that ATeam has just released. So what we're going to do, we are going to slowly unbox this. I'll show you exactly what's inside and what the box looks like. And then we're going to crunch some numbers with the ATeam family of lights that I have here. And just off to the side here on my right, I've got a couple of super lights that I'm going to compare to the ATeam X50. Alright, so let's look at the front cover of the box. So it says ATeam light where you want it, 5-year warranty, X50 multi-purpose handheld searchlight, USB Type-C, power bank, safe lock, beam angle 120 degrees. Just the serial numbers. That's the temperature option that I chose, which is 65 Kelvin, 6500 Kelvin. That's what I go with all the time. That's at 40,000 lumens. If you did choose the more neutral white, that comes in at 38,000 lumens. On the top, it's just blank. And on the back, just got the details, pretty much similar to the E70 box that I did a video of the other day. So once again with this box, it opens up sideways like this. No welcome message on this box. I'll turn it around, and already I can see a difference to every single flashlight that I've owned in the past. Instead of having the ATeam tag on the side of the holster, they have now put it to the top. I don't think I own any flashlights where the ATeam logo is on top of the sheath. We have what seems to be, let me see if I can open that with one hand. In my mouth, seems to be in here. The lanyard, or the wrist strap, just looks to be a very cheaply made wrist strap, pretty much the same type that I buy on eBay, but it does say ATeam on it, so I don't know if it'll pick it up, but it does say ATeam there, but it is not branded on the actual wrist strap like it was on the E70. So you get one wrist strap. You have got the little screw that actually plugs into the light where you can connect the handle, and I gather a tripod as well. That was in there. It has the charger that has an EU plug on it. I do have a few adapters that I can put on this, so that's okay. Okay, that's where you plug it in with the USB-C charging cable. So that's what it looks like. Very different to the old standard Immelent chargers that I've used with the DX80. We've got the charging cable. That seems to be a nice big one as well, nice long charging cable. Apparently that also works as a power bank. So that comes with it. Your standard warranty cards and instructions. AceBeam user manual. Goes off to the side. Probably warning you about the battery pack. Yep, the lithium battery warning. Another warranty card. Down the center here we should have a handle, which we do. Now the beauty about owning a number of AceBeam lights, these two, the AceBeam X80 and the X80 GT, they did not come with a handle. So now I can alternate between all three. So with this X50 you do get a handle included, and I've no doubt that'll probably fit on there. It's very universal for all the AceBeam lights, so you get that as well. But most importantly is this flashlight. Let's get this out, put it to the side here, we'll get rid of this box, put it over on the side there. Okay, so this must have fallen out. This would have been the charging port down the bottom here. So as I ripped it out, oh no, it's a spare one. Okay, so there's the charging port down there. That must have actually come out of that little bag. So the charging port is down here. You just pull it up and then just turn it to the side. So that's how you charge the light, and they do give you a spare one, which is a good thing, because I remember with my DT70, my Immelent light, I lost a couple of these and they were kind enough to send me out a few, so it's good to have a spare one of those. Fantastic holster as always when it comes to AceBeam lights. You can put it on a belt underneath, very strong, double stitched, and it also has a Velcro strap here for quick release. It's got the D-ring, classic D-ring. That's what I use. I don't use any of this. I just have a carabiner on that, and I have one of those mag light holders on the back of my tactical belt that I wear, and with the carabiner, and I just hang my flashlight on the back of my tactical belt. That's what the front looks like. So you do not have any tags on the side here. So every sheet that I've seen before this, right back as far as 2016, every single one has something along the side here. This is the first time that I've seen AceBeam mix it up. So I've not owned another flashlight where this tag's been on the front here. So pull it out. Again, one-handed if I could, Ken. And there it is. What a beast. Now, a lot of people complain about these open-ended sheaths. The X45 came with that, the Immelent DX80 came with that, Immelent DT70 came with that. These two little lights, which is the X80 and X80 GT, they actually have fully enclosed holsters, which is great, but I gather to save costs with these ones, they hang down the bottom. Now, I have noticed, especially with me when I go do my explores, if I'm climbing up something, the back end of this light will get scratched. So what you can do is, when that's sitting in the sheath and that's protruding from the bottom there, get yourself a baby sock or something, some sort of fabric, put it on there like a condom, and that'll save it from scratching if you're climbing. If you're just wearing it and walking around, not a problem, but you see there, this is a brand new light. I only bought this a month or two ago, and I've used it once and I've already scratched it on the last explore that I did when I went over there on the Lower Blue Mountains to the Glenbrook Railway Tunnel. So yeah, I've found that if you get a little child sock and just slip it in from the bottom here, and that'll save any scratching if you plan on doing any climbing. So that's that. We'll get rid of this sheath. And here's the light. Wow. Unbelievable. So I've been waiting for a light like this for a long time. My go-to light for huge explorers is always the Immelent DX80, but that's such a big light, and I was waiting for something with high lumens. That's not fan assisted. I can't use anything with a fan because I film, and I've heard those with the Immelent MS18, when that fan kicks in, boy, it's a noisy sucker. So I thought I'd wait until one of these companies release something that's like a soda can, and this is it. Look at that. You got a little tag on here that says, please ensure the installation sheet of the battery removed. I gather when you unscrew this, so the head unscrews, and I gather there'd be a little tag in there to take out before I turn the light on. So there it is there. That's what it looks like on their advertising. Multi-purpose handheld searchlight, fast USB Type-C charging, and power bank, 40,000 lumens. And the most importantly, 800 meters. So when we look at these lights here, these are pure floodlights, but they're not throwers also. They're not combination flood and throw. So if you look at this one here, the AceBeam E70, that only throws on the maximum output of 4,000 lumens, 220 meters. The AceBeam X80, which is 25,000 lumens on the highest output, that only throws 333 meters. This one, highest output on the X80 GT, is 32,500. That only throws 369. So these are all under 400 meters. These are pure flood right in front of you. And I would never give up these lights. I would never ever think about selling these lights. This is I use this the most when it comes to filming because it's nice and small, and I just pretty much need to light up everything in front of me. Over here we've got a dedicated thrower, which is the AceBeam E10. That'll throw 562 meters. So over here we're over the 500 meter mark. And the AceBeam X45, which I bought not too long ago, this will throw, 635 meters. So this is flood. It's got those world famous XHP 70.2 Cree LEDs. And you see it's got smooth reflectors there. So you've got pure flood right in front of you, but it will throw as well. And that here has got, let's see if we can count them, 2, 4, 6, 8, 2, 4, 6, 8. Yes, so it's got 8 XHP 70.2 LEDs in there. They are quite deep. It's quite deep reflector, orange peel as well. So it reminds me a lot of the DX80 and the DT70. It looks fantastic. I'm going to just pull this off and give you a better view. I'll just put that to the side for now. So that's what it looks like. Absolutely beautiful. When it comes to quality control, there's no better flashlight company in the world than AceBeam. They are the best. They have gone to the top of my list when it comes to favoured brands, and they've moved into second position when it comes to the flashlights that I've owned. So I own about 8 DQG lights, micro keyring lights, and AceBeam's moved into second with 6 now. So 6 I own is the E70, X80, X80 GT, E10, X45, and now the 40,000 lumen X50. Amazing. So orange peel reflector, quite deep slots there as you can see, so that'll give you throw. A lot of people are stating on Budget Forum website that they are not thinking this would throw 800 meters, because if you look at the Immelent DX80, that's stated to throw 806 meters, but the head is a lot bigger than this. And the DT70, which is a 16,000 lumen flashlight from Immelent, that's stated to throw 700 meters. So it'd be interesting to see. What I'll do when I do take this out for testing, I'll take the DX80 with me, and we'll throw it on their full lumens, this at 40 and that at 32,000, and we'll see if there's much difference in the distance. You've got a safety switch here. Push, pull. Oh, there you go. Okay, so that is, I gather, off, and that's on. Beautiful button, stainless steel button there, beautifully made. I gather plenty of holes down there to connect your lanyard. On the back here, it's just a warning with the battery pack. And you've got your cooling fins up here, no strike bezel. Just a beautiful light, flashlight. Let me stick it next to the ATeam X80 and the ATeam X80 GT, just to give you an idea of the difference in size. Now the LEDs in these ones, I'm pretty sure, are XHP 50.2 LEDs. These are the upgraded versions. When they first released these, they were just the XHP 50s, but I've got the ones with the 0.2, so it gives you a little bit higher lumens. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll put all these ones aside, because as I said, these ones will not throw as far as this X50 claims that it will. So I'm going to actually put this next to the X45. I use this light, and this is claimed to throw, what is it, 635 meters just with 4 LEDs, the XHP 70.2 LEDs, and this was fantastic. I can only imagine what this one's going to be like with 8 of them claiming to throw 800. So this is a fantastic light. This is brilliant. So very happy with that purchase. So we'll keep that there. But off to the side here, I'm going to bring in the super lights. At one stage, both of these held the record for the most powerful flashlights in the world. We have got the DX80 and the DT70. There's your super lights right there. Now, it is smaller than the DT70. That's what I wanted to compare it to. So we'll just put the DT70 next to it. So it's actually smaller than the DT70. Looking at the reflectors, the DT70 is a lot deeper. Now, I can understand why people are thinking this is not going to throw the 800 meters that ATeam say it will, because they are not as deep as the DT70. Look how deep they are. And this is stated to throw 700 meters. If we look at the DX80, that looks a lot more like this one. If I can put those together, they look pretty much the same drop on each, but the head, as you can see, is a lot bigger. So let's just measure the head on all of these. So on the X50, it's about 6.5 inside. This one is about 8 centimeters, so 6.5 centimeters, 8 centimeters. And what's the DT70? DT70 is about 6.5. So the DT70 and the X50 pretty much are the same size round, but this is a lot deeper. This is a fantastic light. The amount of throw this gives is unbelievable. This is one of my favorite lights. This has been vaulted, as I said in a previous video. So this will never be leaving my collection either. So it'll be interesting to see how far this throws. Now, a lot of people are claiming it throws around about 650 meters, which would put it in the similar range of this. Now, when I use this in a tunnel, if this is throwing 632 meters, that was a long way. I could see a long way down that tunnel. So even if this only does throw 600 odd meters with 40,000 lumens, you can only imagine what this is going to look like. That was incredible. That one there was incredible with 18,000 lumens. Just imagine what this is going to do with 40. Now, I always said that, I loved my DX80. A lot of my favorite pictures have come from this light, but it is a heavy, big flashlight. And when you're exploring for an hour or two, it's very hard to carry. So that's why I love this light, but it just doesn't have the lumen power. The lowest is 80. I think it then goes up to, or 120, then it goes up to 1,000. 1,000 is just not enough. And the 8,000 and 16,000 on this just doesn't last very long. I wish they had put a 3,000 or 4,000 light in this, like lumens in this, but they just didn't do it back then. It was back in 2017. So yeah, so 700 meters with that one throw at 16,000 lumens with 4 XHP 70 LEDs. This one is 806 meter throw, 32,000 lumens with XHP 70 Cree LEDs. This one is stated to have an 800 meter throw. But as I said, a lot of those people on those budget light forums are thinking this is only going to throw around 650 meters. So, like I said, when I go do some beam shots, I'll take the DX80 and I'll take the X50 and we'll ramp them right up to their highest outputs and we'll see how they go. All right, we'll wrap up the video. This was just a quick one today. That's where the handle will screw in with that little screw that actually came in there, so that'll go in there. So when you're not using the handle, I don't use the handle at all. I just like the feel of the light. If I can get it in there, one hand, one finger. So similar to the X80 and GT, same thing. So you can actually put a lanyard on there too if you like, but you've got some holes down the bottom there where you put your wrist strap on. Fantastic. I've been waiting for a light like this. Nice and small, nice and compact. Actually, just before we go, let's put these off to the side. I'll just give you the run times, which are very, very impressive. Very impressive. If I can click this over one. All right, I'll bring those up. They are there. So what you've got here, so we're on strobe. You've got 12,000 lumens on strobe at 1:45. So it's got ultra low. So I gather you would hold the button down and that'll take you into ultra low. 230 lumens, which is fantastic with 8 XHP 70.2 LEDs. Then you've got low at 650. That would be bright. I was using that E70 the other day at 650 lumens, and you all saw how bright that was in the backyard there. Then you've got 2,250 lumens, medium one at 3:40. That's brilliant. I think that'll be perfect with the amount of LEDs for filming. So that's where I plan on keeping it. But I've also heard that at medium 2 at 6,500 lumens, that'll sustain that for 1 hour and 15 minutes at 6,500 lumens. That's amazing. So in a lot of those forums that I was reading, someone quoted that it will hold 65 for 1 hour and 15, even though it says 2 there before it cycles down. And it will throw that at for 350 meters. Then you got 14,000 lumens. It states here for 1 hour and 50, but I don't know how long it will take before it cycles down. Looking at the 65, if the 65's holding for 1 hour and 15, you might get half an hour out, 40 minutes out of the 14,000 lumens, which is fantastic as well. Then you got the 26,000. These are the ones I'm thinking, 26,000 probably hold it for maybe 3 to 5 minutes before it scales down. I would say that 2,250 would be where it scales down to. It might be something in between the 6,500 and the 2,250, but I'd say it would scale down to 2,250. And the 40,000 lumens, I heard it holds for 1 minute and something before it scales down. Once again, don't hate that it would only holds the 40,000 lumens for 1 minute. That's just where the flashlight technology is at. I've told you before, these higher lumens, all you use those for is if you want to light up something in the distance and have a quick look at it, or if you want to take a picture, just have your friend ready behind you, and then when you're ready, turn it on, take your pictures, and then scale it back down to 650, 2250 or 65. Always keep these lumens accessible. Don't let them cycle down. I never let my flashlights get hot. It's just not worth it. So And with the 5000, if anyone's interested in getting the 5000K at 38,000 lumens, same thing with the strobe, 1200 lumens, ultra low is 200, low is 600, 2150, 6200 for medium 2, 13500, 24,000 and 38,000. So yeah, absolutely a beast of a light, and just the compact size of it is what really drew me to this light. This will be the light that I use now on all my Explorers, and I will be bringing, depending on where I'm at, if I'm in the bush, I normally take the X80 with me because it's got the colours, but if I'm exploring tunnels or caves or fortifications or anything like that, I normally have the X80 GT with me, and that'll be my backup light. So I'll be using this, and if at any stage I tend, go through the 40,000 lumens, or if I'm out there for 3 or 4 hours and this is getting low on battery, then I'll start using the 32,500 X80 GT. Okay, well that's the review of the ATeam X50. I'll try to get out tonight. It is windy outside, but I'll try to get out tonight and do some beam shots. And until then, stay safe. Just a quick little follow-up. I just put the handle on, so that's what it looks like with the handle on. And I just want to show you with this button. So it is actually locked when it's up with this switch. When it's down, it's unlocked. So if we put it in ultra low mode, there it is there in ultra low mode. If you actually click this switch up now, it will not turn the light off. So don't think that this switch here will automatically turn the light off. So if I was to put that up, it doesn't turn it off. What it does do, if I turn this light off now, there's your battery indicator right there. What it does do, if I was to turn the light off, and if I was to push that in the upwards position now, you cannot depress the button. So that's what this switch does. All this switch does is stops you from depressing the button. So you cannot turn the light off with this switch. Beautiful. Absolutely magnificent looking light. We'll see you a bit later on with some night shots. Okay, the night has fallen and I'm up here with the X50. Would you believe, at my old primary school that I attended for the first time in 1976, who would have believed 45 years later I'd be up here doing some beam shots? So I've got the LED cap on at the moment. I'm just about to turn that off. We're going to go through the 7 modes and 1 special mode, and then what we'll do, we'll compare the DX80 on 32,000 lumens to the X50 on 40. I'll switch this cap off. Okay, so this first mode will be ultra low, and that'll be at 230 lumens. Okay, so there's your ultra low mode there, and that's at 230 lumens. So that's pretty much for right in front of you. It's not shooting across the oval here where I'm standing. Hopefully you'll be able to hear me because the wind has picked up. Alright, the next mode is low, and that's at 650. So there's 650 lumens. There's a fence, there's a bin over there. I'm not quite sure if you can pick up that bin. So that's 650. The next is medium 1 at 2,250. Now we've got some power. You should be able to hear that wind now as well. If I'm shaking, it's a little bit chilly. It's been raining. I'm hoping to do these beam shots before the rain sets in again. So it's not shooting across the oval as yet. That building over there is probably about 100 metres away. Oh, look at all the bunny rabbits. We should be able to pick those up pretty soon. Okay, so that's medium 1 at 2,250. So we've got medium 2 at 6,500. Oh, that's shooting across the oval. So there's 6,500 lumens. The rabbits are not knowing what's going on. That's medium 2. Medium 3 is 14,000 lumens. Now it's hitting the trees at the back there and lighting everything up on my left hand side here. I can see some more lights in the corner over there. So that's 14,000 lumens. Now we've got medium 3, or yeah, medium 3 I think at, no, I think this might be high at 26,000 lumens. So that's 26,000 lumens on high. Should be able to pick up those bunny rabbits now. That's lighting up everything. There's another rabbit just there. And we'll double click to get into the turbo. This is 40,000 lumens. There's 40,000 lumens right there. Absolutely lighting everything up in my path. Hitting the trees that are probably about 100 metres away. That's incredible. Look at the throw on that. Alright, we'll turn this off and we'll get the DX80 out and we'll just pump that straight up to 32,000 lumens, and then we'll do one more with the X50. It's always a problem trying to find that button on the DX80 in the dark. Okay, here we go. Double click the DX80 at 32,000 lumens. So you be the judge. Is that lighting up the oval more than the X50 or similar? It's hitting the trees right up the top. That's the Imminent DX80 at 32,000 lumens. We'll do the ATeam X50 one last time. Alright, let's switch this off. The ATeam X50 out. I'm freezing out here, so we'll double click this. The beauty about this is in the dark I can see the stainless steel switch, which is fantastic. Okay, double click, 40,000 lumens. So you be the judge. Is it the same? Is it more? From what I can see in the naked eye, it's pretty much the same. Hitting everything in the distance there and just lighting up these trees everywhere. Alright, we'll call it a night because I'm freezing out here. I'll go home, connect all these videos together, and we'll stick it up on YouTube. Until we meet again, adios. I actually forgot to put on strobe, so I've just popped down to another park now. I'm just about to triple click the X50 and see what strobe looks like. And there's strobe for you. 12,000 lumens on strobe. I'll turn that off and double click it, and we'll see it light up across this park. This park is just all green, so it's hard to pick up the other side. I think we got a better view up at the school there, but it is absolutely lighting everything up in front of me. Alright, that's it. Calling it a night. I'm freezing. I'm hopping into a hot shower. And until we meet again, adios.